Hey, what's up everyone? Adam here with brahwegotthis, and today I want to speak to those of you that feel overwhelmed in ESO. Last week we talked about burnout, and this week I want to speak to maybe the players that are loving the game or trying to love the game, but just keep getting swamped with so much stuff thrown at you. This is a very common feeling in ESO, and honestly, it's very common in a lot of MMOs. MMOs typically don't explain a lot. They are there to let you explore and figure out things for yourself in a ton of ways. I mean, think about it like this. A new player that comes into ESO right now, or any MMO really that's successful, is jumping into a world that has been updated for at least 7 years plus. So when you think about it like that, that's a lot of changes, a lot of content, a lot of added features. All of that is just thrown at someone and they have to figure out how to sift through it. So today I want to give you a couple ways to help you not feel overwhelmed in the Elder Scrolls Online. Real quick, I do want to give a shout out to all the patrons. Thank you so much for the support. If you would like to become a patron, check out the link below in the description. You can get your name up here and many other perks. Also, you can watch me play live at twitch.tv/brahwegotthis. You can join our helpful Discord, and you can check out our website at brahwegotthis.com. All that is in the description. So I think it's safe to say that everyone that jumps into ESO feels some sort of overwhelming sense of, oh my gosh, what do I do? I remember playing for the first time on my sorcerer and using the Overload Ultimate and wondering why I was shooting lightning out of my hands. It honestly seemed like it lasted forever and it was just so overpowered. But with that, I was afraid to leave Stone Falls because of how big the world was. I remember going to a crafting table and wondering, what the heck am I looking at? So believe me when I say I know how it feels, but something that I always see now when new players jump into the game is they want to do things so fast. They want to get to the end game so quickly. And for me, I see why this is something that players want to do, because so many games now have a system that encourages you to want to rush to the end, because at the end, that's where all the fun is. And to be frank, the leveling experience is dog poop in those games and honestly really boring. I mean, just think about all the games out there. You've got all these games with battle passes that try to get you to progress as much as you can and to play as much as you can so you can get to the end to get the best loot, right? You have these MMOs that you can only do like the end game content or the relevant content that is at the end of the leveling experience because they have gear score. It's just a big thing now in gaming that a lot of players, I feel like when they jump into a new game, especially MMO, they have to rush to the end. I have watched multiple MMO content creators over the last 4 months, and a lot of them talk about if game developers didn't make such a crappy leveling experience, then it wouldn't encourage players to want to skip all of the content and instead have fun playing through the game at a normal pace. The reason I bring this up is ESO actually has an enjoyable leveling experience the first time you play through the game. Now, when you make your 20th character or your 17th character or something, yeah, it might get a little boring, but the first time you play through the game, it's very enjoyable. So this leads me to my first tip, and that is to slow down. I say this so much to so many people. You all have probably heard it here and on stream because I get asked a lot of the time, what is your best beginner tip? And it's always slow down. ESO has a fun gameplay experience. The reason that this is the case is because the game is a horizontal progression based game. And this is something that I realized by watching Kira TV. He had a video on MMOs, and shout out to him. I'll have his channel linked in the description. But ESO doesn't have a gear score. I've said this a lot, but this bodes well for the player experience because you're never going to be doing something that is irrelevant, which means taking your time isn't actually hurting you. I understand players wanting to try harder content because a few percentage of players are only going to want to play for the top meta things. So what this does is this causes them to rush to that end game, and that is their choice. But for most players, ESO has the best questing and leveling experience of any MMO I've ever played. Slowing down allows you to understand what is happening when you level up and gain a new skill or a passive. It allows you to understand the crafting system. If you blaze through levels, you're only going to have a lot more things unlocked and a lot more things thrown at you. That really stresses a lot of people out when that happens because they don't know what to do. I'm telling you, slowing down is a massive way to help you not feel overwhelmed. Now, this leads me to my next point, and that is don't jump around too much in quests and zones. Now, I know this is a, preference for however you want to play the game, but I'm just trying to give you suggestions with this. But what I have found that really helped me is to play through a singular quest line and then to move on to another one once I completed that one. While doing this, I progressed through one alliance and then moved to the next. So I started in the Aldemary Dominion, then I went to the Ebonheart Pact, then I went to the Daggerfall Covenant. This allows you to not have all sorts of things going on, and it will be able to help you keep organized when you look at your map and you have a lot of content completed in one area, and then it just keeps progressively moving into another area. This will allow you to feel that sense of accomplishment too when you see, hey, I completed X quest line. So Aldemary Dominion quest line, the main quest line, Mage's Guild quest line, Fighters Guild quest line. Like, it allows you to see that accomplishment and it allows you to feel that accomplishment. Next tip to help you not feel overwhelmed is one I didn't even realize I was doing until I realized I was doing it, and that is establishing a routine. Now, I am not trying to make this seem like a job, okay? Because I don't want this game to seem like a job to you. But I'm serious when I say that getting a routine of how you do something in this game will help you tremendously with feeling overwhelmed. So what do I necessarily mean by this? Well, I want to give you an example of what I would do when I played this game. I would log into ESO, I would level my mount speed, or try to remember to level my mount speed. I didn't do it every day. But then what I would do is I would continue off questing where I was in the zone that I was in. So while questing, I would then queue for a random dungeon. When that dungeon queue was up and I got to do the dungeon, I would do the dungeon. I would get my experience. I would do the quest if I hadn't done the quest yet. And then I would continue questing. I would stop questing when I had a full inventory. Then what I would do is I would teleport back to a town, deconstruct every item that needed to be deconstructed, researched items that could be researched, and sold items that could be sold. Then I would take any excess items and put them into my bank for future researching, deconstruction, whatever you want to say. I would also look to see if I got any better armor or weapons from the Hall of Questing. Then I would rinse and repeat that. This is the routine I did for a lot of my beginning stages of ESO. Your routine may look different than mine, so this could be for even if you're a veteran player or again, a new player. But if you're a veteran player and you're feeling overwhelmed at the end game, you may do a different routine in the sense of doing a few dungeons that can give you some gear and some skill points that you need, then maybe go grinding CP levels and then go do like a raid or something, and then you rinse and repeat that. There are all types of routines that you can do varying on which type of player you are, but it's important to try to get in one that fits your style the best. The last thing I want to mention that helps with feeling overwhelmed is joining a guild. I know a lot of players want to play this game solo, and that's perfectly fine. But if you are lost and need help or need just people to play with, there are so many guilds in this game that are friendly and that will take you in. We have a total of 5 guilds here in the Brahwegotthis. We have 2 on PCNA. One is the Necropapas, which is a beginner-friendly based and focused guild. We have another one called the Necrodaddies, which is the original guild, which is veteran-focused. We have one guild on PS4 NA. We have an Xbox NA guild, and we have a PC EU guild as well. Join our guilds. We are always trying to help players that feel overwhelmed and help players get to where they want to get to in the game. You can do that by joining our Discord, selecting the roles in the roles tab, and asking for an invite in the guild tabs. This is a great way to feel less overwhelmed because players have been in your shoes before. Join a guild today. But in conclusion, feeling overwhelmed in MMOs is okay, and it happens with every MMO I have ever played. The biggest thing to know is you aren't alone in that, and there are players that can help you out. Most importantly though, make sure you are having fun in the game and play the way that brings that fun to you. Now, if you did like this video, make sure to like, subscribe, heavy attack that bell icon to stay up to date on all the content in the channel. Again, you can always check out our website at brahwegotthis.com. You can join our Discord, you can follow me on Twitter, and you can watch me play live at twitch.tv/brahwegotthis. But until next time, y'all, just remember to have faith, be great, and I'll see you on ESO.